this walkthrough was removed. Insert the master key.
Hova mész? Menjél akkor a picsába.
Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. You will need to set the main mode selector. This cycles the train through 4 different modes: driving, parking, off, and cleaning. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
Nem értem.
Close the doors before departure. Release the brakes. Set the reverser to forward. This controls the direction of travel. Move the throttle into the power range to get moving.
Valamit elbasztom az előbb.
With a designed top speed of 180 kilometers per hour, this train runs service speeds limited to 140 kilometers per hour. Now you've built up some speed, you can return the throttle to the 0 position to begin coasting. On level grades, you can coast to maintain your speed, reducing energy consumption and stress on the motors. When coasting, always remain vigilant of the gradient, as changes could cause the train to speed up or slow down. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the train brake into the braking range. You are approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force by moving the train brake into the braking range. Nice job. The train has... Good work. That concludes all of the basics of operating this train.
Joo, meikäläinen.
In this training module, you will be taken through the basics of the Dutch Automatic Train Control System, called ATB, which provides the in-cab safety and signaling system. ATB-EG, or first generation, covers the signal pulse codes and cab speed enforcement. ATB-VV, or improved version, includes track magnets installed at select stop signals, which provide increased protection. First, let's turn on enforcement of ATB. If you leave enforcement disabled, you will still receive guidance from the system, but do not need to take any actions. With enforcement enabled, you must react correctly or the train will be stopped. The ATB system consists of two parts, one within the track and signal infrastructure to generate pulse codes, the other on board the train to interpret and enforce speed restrictions. ATB-EG enforces speed restrictions between 40 and 140 kilometers per hour, determined by the pulse code being generated from the next signal ahead of the train. The principles of ATB works as follows. When approaching a slower section of track, a change in pulse code occurs, which will be detected by the train. The train picks up this pulse code change, and the ATB determines the new maximum speed to enforce. ATB only intervenes when the train speed exceeds the pulse code enforced speed, or the brake curve speed enforced by the magnets ahead of a stop signal. So long as you keep under these speed restrictions, ATB won't intervene. In this training module, you will be exceeding the speed restrictions to see the ATB intervention and learn the procedures for handling it. When a speed restriction is exceeded, an alarm will sound to warn the driver. The driver has a few seconds to apply the brake to safely reduce the speed of the train. Accelerate the train now and exceed the speed limit. When the alarm sounds, apply braking until the train speed has reduced below the current restriction. If the brake is not applied in this time, ATB will enforce an emergency brake application to bring the train to a complete stop. Exceed the speed limit again and wait for the train to enforce emergency braking.
No, ale ei muutu.